Okay, Ryan, go ahead, please.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Marlowe and here is my pitch presentation for my F&P project. My idea for my final major project for my F&P. When thinking about what I could do for my F&P, I mainly went back to wanting to either do something with my artwork or find a way to be able to promote it. When thinking about it, I started to search different ways to advertise my art, using things like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, stuff like that. Eventually, I decided to come up with the idea of creating a new website to advertise and offer commissions to other people. This will help me in the future by give me a sense of understanding of how selling artwork goes in the world and how I can produce my own art to be able to be sold. What the equipment I will need for this would be the usual computer or laptop, a drawing tablet which I personally own myself for the art I will be producing for the website, and probably pen and pencil, a paper and pencil for a rough design, and Wix so I can actually make the website. When creating my timetable, I thought of multiple different things to write down, but I stuck with 5 main points. Research, the art creation, my website creation, my evaluation, and my cleanup. I decided to keep it in colour coding since it'd make it easier to understand and easier to look at. Thank you for listening into my pitch presentation.
Okay, great, thank you.
I told you it was short.
It's okay, no, we've got loads of time, we've got questions, and
Yeah.
I know that you know about your work already. So let's go back to the original slide, if that's okay. Yeah.
I tried to be fancy with it too.
It's alright, no, it looks lovely. Okay, that's
This
fine.
one.
Yeah, okay, so we can see an example of your artwork, that's wonderful. Okay, so you planned it out quite well, you've got a great idea, you want to almost like commercialise your work and offer up your skills to other people. In terms of like primary and secondary research, let's go to secondary research first. Are there any artists similar to yourself that you're aware of, and how did you find out about their work?
I don't know many artists in real life, but online there's been multiple manga artists and anime drawers and such.
Yeah.
And I've always kept in touch with around that genre, taking a look at different ones, looking at different drawing styles, so I could adapt to my own in the future.
Great, so it's interesting you say you don't know them in person, but you're aware of them.
I'm aware of, yeah.
So they've reached out to you and made their work accessible in the same way as you're going to make your work accessible to other people. So what platforms do they use?
They mainly use Twitter, Instagram, some use TikTok, but the main one I've seen most artists use is called Fiverr. It's essentially a commission website.
Yeah.
Where people ask stuff, they offer a price and stuff like that. And I've taken a deep look into Fiverr and I like the layout of the website, and I'm going to take some ideas from it to add on to my own.
Lovely, so you can probably attach a link to that onto Fiverr and then off your way up that way. Okay, great. So who's your intended audience for this then specifically?
My main audience for this would be probably either 16 and up to about, essentially just 16 up, because that's when people would either really like anime or would start to want to buy it.
Yeah, okay. And would you consider like initially doing some free work that people, and then maybe subscribe to it after that, or
I would think that is an option I could go for, and it's an option I understand quite well because I've seen multiple YouTubers do it.
Yeah, okay. You okay?
I had a freaking burp.
Okay, no worries. And in terms of primary research, can you kind of talk me through what you're thinking about for that?
So over the years, I've collected a lot of manga and anime. So with my primary research, I could take a look into the books I own and take notice of the styles they've used to draw it.
Yeah.
And then add those ideas onto my own.
Okay, alright then. And how about sort of primary research in in terms of asking people about your work?
I would probably, so I'm on this app called Amino. It's essentially a bunch of forums.
Yeah.
And there's one I'm on called the Anime Forum.
Mhm.
Essentially, I will make a forum on Microsoft and post it on there to
Okay.
hopefully receive feedback from people around the world and give me ideas for what I could do to make my website better.
Great. So this kind of global outreach is quite important
Yeah.
to you. Who is like the key demographic? You mentioned about people 16 and up, and already anime fans in a sense. Is there any particular like genre or subgenre of anime who you're trying to attract?
I mostly so with my anime art, I stick to pretty much every genre there is. I draw from every genre, so there isn't really a specific genre I'd be going for. It'd just be what people are looking for and what they'd want to see.
So does it stay as 2D? Could you animate it, or will you be giving this to other people to animate?
I would be giving this to other people to have or to do whatever they want with,
Okay,
since
cool.
they would pay me and then they would get the art.
So would they then own that?
Yes, they
And
would.
would they own the rights to it to do with whatever
Yep.
they want?
Yes, they would.
Okay, because that's a consideration really, because if they, for example, if they take your work but then they use it in a way that you don't feel suitable, so if you give them some PG rated work and then they make it
I
X
wouldn't.
rated, that's a condition of their use.
That would be their decision for. As soon as I give the work to them, it's no longer mine. It would be theirs completely. They could do whatever they want with it,
Cool.
and I wouldn't care what they did with it.
Oh really? Okay, so you wouldn't want your name associated
No.
or your style. Do you think you've got a distinctive style that people recognise as your
Uh,
work?
I have multiple styles, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So
From
commissions.
this
Yeah.
to a more realistic, more like full body style to something a bit more cartoonish like this.
Right, yes, got you.
Yeah, I feel like I have multiple styles when I come to drawing.
Okay, so if you're selling your work, you're not signing it then?
No.
Okay, so they're not owning your work because it's by you. They're owning your work to do something else with it.
So they can have it and they can do whatever they want with it. To be
Okay,
honest.
cool. So what kind of skills do you think you'll develop, or do you hope to develop?
I hope to develop being able to learn how to advertise, learn how to full on get in contact with other people who want to be sold anime, other people who want to be interested in stuff like this.
Cool.
Same with skills. I want to be able to learn how to advertise a lot more,
Okay.
because eventually in the future, if I ever take up a job as a manga artist or someone who draws anime for a living, I want to be able to advertise the work I do so then I can get money for it.
Great. So going back to primary research in a sense, if you're talking about advertising, you're thinking about marketing. So is it maybe
Yeah.
is there someone in Bath College you could talk to about marketing? Do you think?
There could be. I'm taking for our F&P courses, final project.
Yeah.
I signed up for a thing with marketing and content creation.
Cool. Okay.
So I
Who's that
hope
with?
that's with Tom.
Oh, great,
Tom
okay.
sorted it all out.
Yeah.
So I'm
Great.
hoping that will help me in the outrun with marketing and eventually advertising my work.
Brilliant, because we have a whole department here, and the nature of marketing and is sort of identifying who your target potential audience is, and sort of being able to reach and get to them in different digital or even like print ways as well, because you have both digital and print. Okay, so how will you reflect or evaluate as you go?
As I go through each thing I do on my website, when creating my website for my art, I will be taking multiple screenshots as well as writing feedback for each thing I do,
Yeah.
writing the strengths I've gained, the weaknesses I could have done better, and eventually when I end it, I'll be doing a 500 word evaluation to describe how I felt about the entire F&P project, what I feel I could have done better, and how I'd like to go on from it and what I can do in the future.
Okay, great. And currently, if you want to effectively sell your wares and your talent and your potential to create whatever, have you got enough content to initially advertise your different sites?
I've got a load of content. I've got more than enough content to advertise my work at the
Cool.
moment.
And would you be up for the idea of to show versatility, collaboration.
Yeah, I'd be 100% up for collaboration.
Great. Okay, lovely. Have you got any questions for us?
Not really, to be honest.
Have you got any concerns, or what do you think you're going to find difficult?
Well, I would say the times, because like throughout this entire year it's been struggling with timing, but because now we just have the F&P, I feel like it's just going to be an easy way through.
Yes. Okay. That's great. Have you got any questions at all, Bradley? All right then, thank you so much, Ryan.